So I mentioned the ketamine because that was the last thing that I did. So at the end of 2022, I decided, either the meds weren't working or I was too sick from the meds. So I decided to do more ketamine infusions at the end of 2022. And
Okay.
this was a different clinic that I went to for ketamine infusions. And I think you do 3 of those a week for usually a month. So I
Mhm.
told my husband at the beginning of those treatments, I said, I don't know what I'm going to do if this doesn't work because I was just kind of at the end of my rope after 20 something years
Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
rigmarole. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do if this ketamine infusion doesn't help. And so at
Yeah.
that point, I wasn't really decided on what I was going to do. But at the end of 2022, I had those ketamine infusion, that section of them, and it did not help. It did not help
Wow.
at all. And at that point, I sat down with my husband and I told him, I said, the only thing I haven't tried is no meds. That's the only
Right.
thing I haven't tried. And I haven't tried going to a nutritionist. I haven't really tried that route yet. And I thought, well, if I get my diet in order and I get on supplements and try to come off these meds, that's the only thing I haven't tried. So I'm going to do that at the beginning of 2023. Um, no matter what that looked like, I was determined to do it. So that's
'Cause you
what kind of knocked all this off at the end of 22.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's like you had turned over every rock they had for
Yep.
you to see if you could just be okay,
Yep.
and not have this terrible, just hovering depression pressing you down. And you turned over every single rock, and then finally, that sounds like it was just like your turning point. You're like, the solution can't be here if I've tried every single thing they have.
I just felt deep inside, Joanna, that I mean, I couldn't really voice it, but I felt deep inside
Yeah.
that the medications were making me sick. I just
Mm.
really I don't know if I could really even voice that at the time, but now that I look back on it, that was part of my decision process. Like, these medicines have to be making me sick
Yeah.
because I felt so terrible off and on.
That
I mean, I would
whole
feel stable for a while and then not, and feel stable and feel not. And I just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, I've got to get these things out of my system.